Welcome back to Control, episode, and today we're going to deal with those energy converters. They should be right down here, so let's get to work. I don't remember anything about these guys, this area. So we'll see. Some areas I've replayed recently, some areas I haven't, and this is one of the areas I don't remember at all. Ooh, like that, that's good. So I like the way that this is formed. Once again,
this place is gonna come down.
Once again, we've got the one side has the dropped lighting and the other side doesn't. I think that's really nice. It's not as overwhelming in this case as it usually is. There you can see some enemies we should have to fight. Might as well fight them now. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, come on. Another control point. This control point shouts that it's just a save point. We shall see in the soon after here. Just grab it. It clears up what? Nothing? Clears up nothing. And then we can move on to do whatever we want. And maybe it's because they think you're going to be dumb enough to walk in here and try and deal with that. Maybe we're supposed to. Maybe this is one of those situations where if you creep in, you're okay? No. I honestly didn't bother with any of these rooms in my first time through, so I mean, I did to the extent that I had to. But I don't think we're supposed to charge in there before we really know what's up. We'll go ahead and move on.
It's fried up. You need to fix it before the old twig bats inside the plant has a shit fit.
Got some enemies floating over there. Might as well do some sniping. Oh wait, sniping is easier like this. Woohoo! Chablooey! Oh, I missed. Thank you, giant text. You always pop up just when I need you. You're gonna stop. Ooh, hello. More baddies? Come on down. I'm your friend. Gonna introduce you. Woo. We look good together. Well, we still got some rolling music and no metallic dom-dom, so there are still enemies. I guess we'll just let them come to us. We're not in a terrible hurry. Let's talk about this room. These machines off to the side are some of my favorites. Classic 60s style Blinken light machines. Obviously, the 60s style Blinken light machines didn't usually have multiple monitors in them, but that doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're evocative. I like that we've got a clock on the wall. I think that really adds a surprising amount to the scene. But what I really wanted to talk about is the color of these scenes. Normally when we see wood, we see a really rich, polished wood with a lot of reflection. And here we're seeing this really old school, like weathered, beaten wood that looks very, very worn. It might be the same wood texture from the ocean view. And it doesn't really make sense that it's in a location like this. Like, a region like this probably wouldn't have wooden interiors, and if it did have wooden interiors, they wouldn't have been weathered, because what would weather them? But it fits in terms of being the right color. It is a dismal gray color, and it matches the dismal gray of these Blinken lights, the dismal gray of everything. It's the color balance they were aiming for. It's also worth noting they've got these off-center drops, just as I always talk about, and I think it looks great. As we go up, we should see some more... Yep. Next. Oh, fine. Oh, well, there's the metallic dong, so I guess we're done. Here we've got some more advanced control surfaces that look like from the 70s instead of the 60s. They really did come up with a great idea to let them use whatever sort of blinking lights they wanted. They just say that the oldest house can't do anything modern, but it doesn't care other than that, so we can put in the 60s, the 70s, whatever else we need. Some modern office or building control systems because, hey, why not? Nobody is going to know that they're modern, except for Craig. So by combining all of these different sources, they have a much richer set of inspirations to draw from, and they can mix and match as they see fit. Alright, so here we are on the main central tower. We talked a lot about how to make things look big in the previous set of episodes. We talked about that reactor that looks super big, and you can see that even though this is quite large, the top doesn't really look very big because it doesn't have any protruding circular elements. The bottom looks pretty heavy though. And because it's not on a raised platform, it doesn't loom overhead quite as much as the reactor does. It's interesting to compare the two and their priorities. This is supposed to look big, but it's not supposed to look super overwhelmingly huge. Can we grab those? I think we might have to actually... Oh, there. All we gotta do is power the system back up by plugging bolts into it. This is a really classic... gamey solution to a problem. Is something offline? Plug it back in. It's a little bit forced, but that's the nature of things, I suppose. Yeah, so this only has one unit on this floor. I think there's another unit required on that floor over there. We got plenty of batteries, might as well smash someone with some.
Now we won't blow up. Let's go lift the lockdown.
So here you can really see what I'm talking about. A column doesn't loom overhead quite as much if it doesn't have the ring shapes. This column does have the ring shapes around it, but the rings don't protrude, so it doesn't feel quite as overwhelming. Still, the way that it goes up into this circular set of discs is really good. That is a ring shape, and it also cements it into the facility. It really highlights how this shouldn't be wood, but whatever. And here we've got this wonderful set of pipes coming out, and then down to really show us that this is above the ground. It's pulling from the ground. Same basic principles as we saw with the reactor, but on a much smaller scale. Here we've got some capacitors. I don't think they do anything. Here's the control room. I'm not sure we want to go there, but it does seem to be the way forward. We could just go back, I suppose. Let's go forward. But not this episode. We're done.